Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live. Yes. We got a pretty good show for you here tonight. Might not be too long. Might not be as long as last week. I know I went kind of crazy towards the end there, but I had to drop the science for you all. But we got a pretty decent show, as you can see from the thumbnail. We're going to talk, of course, NBA Finals. We're going to talk the NBA All-Star Game. I know you're wondering, why are we going to talk about that now? But we'll get to it. And we're going to talk Trevor Lawrence's new deal. But before we get to that, you know what time it is. If you're here on YouTube and you haven't already, please make sure you go ahead, click that like, that subscribe, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us that like, that 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And finally, make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, set an alarm, do whatever you got to do to remember. Saturday nights at 7 p.m. we are live here on the Format Podcast, and we'll give you the opportunity to call in, talk to us, get at me. I love it. I can't wait. Now let's go to an NFL topic, which definitely got my attention. And when I saw it happen, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to make sure that I get this on the show. So Trevor Lawrence, quarterback of the Jacksonville Jaguars, just got a brand new contract, and it is something to say the least. And it definitely got me thinking. So as you can see here, Trevor Lawrence, he signed a new deal, 5 years, I think $255 million. Let me go ahead and turn off the ticker for a second so we can see that. There we go. 5 years, $275 million, an AVR 55 mil, signing bonus 37.5 mil, 142 mil fully guaranteed. That's the money that has to go in escrow at time of signing. That's the real money, and total guarantees of $200 million. And that puts him on par with Joe Burrow as the highest paid annual value in the league. And why was this something that stood out to me when I saw it? Because if you know me and you've ever talked football with me, especially these contracts, I'm always the guy who's yelling, and here's where Dak comes in, and we'll talk about him some more. I'm always the guy who yells, don't pay guys for their position. Don't pay guys because they're up next. Pay guys for what they've done and what you believe they'll do. Pay commensurate with what they've earned. I'm a big proponent of that. This whole business of, G just got paid $255 million. I'm up next, so I get 256 or I get 260. Nah, that's ridiculous. Was I better than G? Did I do more on the field than G? Did I earn more money than G? No, I didn't. So why, just because I'm up next, should I be getting more? Now, if it's 2 years down the road and the salary cap has risen and there's more money coming to the league, etc., I get that, right? But this whole premise of it's in the same offseason and just because I'm up next, I get more. Nah. This resetting the bar every time. I am not about that. I'm not with that. I've had countless arguments with other friends I talk sports with about that. And I just don't believe in it. I think it's absurd. And don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence is a very good player, right? And we saw him. He was the guy that, as a freshman at Clemson, he beat Alabama in the national championship game. I think Clemson beat Alabama like 44-16, and that's when Bama was still Bama. And so everyone was saying, oh, man, if Trevor Lawrence could come out right now, he'd be the number 1 overall pick. And he's got tools. He's mobile. He's got a pretty decent arm. He doesn't have a cannon, but he's got a good arm. He's relatively athletic. He's 6'5". And so you watch him, and he's good, but has he done anything that would make you believe that he's worthy of being the highest paid player in the NFL? I'm totally shocked by this. And trust me, I'm not just saying this by, watching this guy on TV. Like, I've literally covered a bunch of Jags games, and I've been there watching this dude. And again, he's good, but is he a top 5 quarterback? No. Is he a top 10 quarterback? No. He's not even the best quarterback in his division, right? CJ Stroud is better than him. He's only been in the league 1 year. And so this whole business of, okay, he's up next, and so he should get more money, not really with that. G, your thoughts before I continue with this?
They got robbed without a gun. Clearly, he's a piece that they felt like that they couldn't move from, and so
Right.
the attempt was to kind of keep him. But 15 mil hit on a cap is crazy. There's so many other players and pieces they could have used that money for. They should have assessed them a little better. I think he would have took whatever they would have gave him, uh, only because
I agree.
who's going to go after Trevor Lawrence, right? I don't think he's a proven quarterback. I think he's a good starting quarterback, right? Like, but
Right.
I think mediocre at best. But I'm not a Jags fan. I'm not drinking the Kool Aid. Sorry about that. I'm not a Jags fan. I'm not drinking the Kool Aid. Uh, I think he hasn't been scrutinized the way a lot of other quarterbacks has been scrutinized when it comes to signing or extensions. And
Hmm.
whoever his agent is, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know if he'll be able to. But then again, also like I don't know if that's guaranteed money or if it's incentivized bread because
So
that means a lot.
right. So the guaranteed money here. Let me turn off the banner. Guaranteed money here is at the bottom. So guaranteed at signing. That's the money that the owner has to put in escrow.
That's
And
crazy.
so that's 142 mil. So that's a lot of money guaranteed. The total guarantees, which includes like roster bonuses, workout bonuses, and things like that, is 200 mil. So he's probably going to see all that. I guess the incentives are the other 75 mil. His signing bonus is 37.5 mil and all that, and that's prorated. If you actually go to the Spro Track page and look at the breakdown, you can see how much money, because I think he's going to get like 13 mil of the signing bonus this year. So it depends
37
on
mil, right? 37 mil.
yeah, 37.5 mil is the total signing bonus. He's going to see about 13.5 of that this year. Let's see. So yeah, so it's interesting, right? I think to say he's average at best, I don't agree with that. He's better than that, but he's clearly not a top 10 quarterback. So him being paid, like we look at Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been in the league 5 years already. He's got 4 playoff wins. He's literally 1 minute from winning the Super Bowl. Now, I'm the same guy who gets on LeBron for losing in the finals, so I'm not going to give Joe Burrow credit for not winning the Super Bowl. However, we know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl in football. Let me put that back up. We know how hard it is to win a Super Bowl in football. But regardless, you lose, you lose. But the point is, Joe Burrow already has done more in his career than Trevor Lawrence, yet somehow Trevor Lawrence is making the same amount of money as him. That's bothersome to me. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was absurd. Let's look at it this way, right? Can you explain to me why Joe Burrow should be making more money than Lamar Jackson, a two-time MVP who has gone further with each progressive playoff appearance? There's that. Should now I was gonna say Josh Allen, but Josh Allen signed his deal like 3 years ago. He should be up for a new one probably after this year, and he's gonna reset the market. And he probably should be worthy of it. But um, there's just guys that um Trevor Lawrence should not be making more money than. And so this, like I said, this method that the NFL does is really frustrating to me in terms of this whole you're up next so you get paid more. I really don't understand it. And we got some interesting clips and some graphics that are gonna shed more light on this. G, you were saying something?
No, I said he's making more money than Captain Kirk.
Yeah. But Kirk Cousins, he coming off that major injury, so he got what he could get. All right, let's check this out. Got some interesting graphics here, courtesy of Speak on Fox Sports 1. So, of all the $50 million quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence is last in all these major categories. So, yeah, there's that, right? Let's see. Highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL in terms of AAV. Now, how many of these dudes is he better than? He's not better than Burrow, not better than Goff, not better than Lamar, not better than Jalen Hurts, not better than Kyler Murray, not better than Patrick Mahomes. Like, so why is he up there with those guys? Now, this is crazy. He took the job from Gardner Minshew, mind you. Look, the numbers are almost identical. Everyone in the league is going to tell you how much better Trevor Lawrence is than Gardner Minshew, but the numbers don't add up. The numbers don't add up. But you're paying Trevor Lawrence like he's elite. I can't understand this. Now, I will say this. The Jaguars have the benefit of knowing that they still got 2 more years on Trevor Lawrence's rookie deal. So that $55 million a year doesn't kick in until 2 years from now. And the positive for them is by then, guys are going to be getting $63 million a year. So it's going to seem like a bargain deal. Regardless of it being a bargain deal, he still didn't deserve that. I think that I'll say I don't think that was good. Now here's another interesting thing that I heard today. Here's a piece of sound. Well, maybe I heard it yesterday, but here's a piece of sound that came out after Trevor Lawrence got his deal. This was on The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio with Rob Parker and Chris Broussard. Check this out.
Daniel Jones has paid an extra year, so his numbers are going to be higher in general. But across his first 48 starts, Trevor Lawrence, 12,204 total yards. Daniel Jones, 11,992. Yards per attempt, both of them, 6.7. Total touchdowns, Trevor Lawrence, 66. Daniel Jones, 64. Total turnovers, Trevor Lawrence, 55. Daniel Jones, 54. QB rating, Trevor Lawrence, 85.5. Daniel Jones, 85.4.
Now, Daniel Jones is making $40 million a year. And we hear Daniel Jones getting ripped in the media ad nauseum for not being very good. Am I right? So part of that, of course, is the New York media is going to be rougher and everything is magnified in New York City. I get that. But the fact is, we just heard all those key quarterback categories are just about identical. Yet somehow Trevor Lawrence gets $55 million a year and he's at the top of the market. How is this happening? How, Sway? You ain't got the answers? Let me know, G. How is that happening?
I think I know if I was a Jaguar fan, I'd be devastated. I think I'm not, right? But so with that being said, I think he appeased to the local populace there in Jacksonville. Maybe he's selling a lot of jerseys, and maybe they're looking at his progression over time, and they projected him to be, a top 5 player. I don't know. I don't know where these numbers are coming from, but absolutely, I don't know where these numbers are coming from. I don't know.
I think it's just it's a bad way that the NFL does business with this. Whoever's up next should make more because it's just not good. And you're gonna see, and it's gonna be frustrating. Look who hasn't got paid yet. Tua Tagovailoa. He hasn't got paid yet. We ain't even get there yet. We getting there. But Tua hasn't gotten paid yet. And would you pay Tua $55 to $60 million? I sure as hell wouldn't. He cannot win if it's under 40 degrees. That's not my opinion. That's a fact. We can go look, No, he's not selling that many jerseys. He is not among the top jersey sellers. No, he is not. Definitely not. But yeah, think about it. Tua has to get paid. Jordan Love has to get paid. Now, Jordan Love, we've seen, at least I've seen enough from him that I'm willing to pay that guy. Jordan Love, go ahead and back it up. He's got all the tools. We saw what he's capable of. Now, the one, and you mentioned it, Dak Prescott. And if you all been watching the show, Native Texan, this is your first time watching, so you haven't seen it yet. But I've done shows really ripping Jerry Jones in the Dallas front office and begging them not to pay Dak that kind of money because he has not proved that he's the guy that can get you there. He's got all these years in the league. He's got all these great regular season accolades. He has 2 regular season wins. He hasn't even gotten you to a conference championship game. But guess what? Trevor Lawrence, because of where he is, Dak Prescott's agent can now say, hey, my guy is second team All-Pro. My guy led the league in touchdown passes. My guy had over 4,600 passing yards last year. Pay my guy, right? Now, Jerry got to stand fast. No, it's not that serious. That's a fact, bro. I live in Duval County. That is a fact. They do not play. I'm not a Jags fan, just saying. But I do live here, and no, they do not play. I've covered this team for the Florida Star newspaper. Shout out Florida Star. And they love them some Jags. Why? I don't know, but they just do. It's a loyal fan base. I respect that. But yeah, Dak Prescott, his agent is going to be able to really go and pound the table for his guy to get a max deal and say, hey, Trevor Lawrence got 55 mil. I want 57, 57 a year. And I want, X amount guaranteed dollars and X amount total. And we'll see if Jerry Jones does it. Check this out. So I was listening to something else yesterday. Yeah, yet another show that I listened to speak on FS1 and former Green Bay, New York Giants, and Raiders wideout James Jones, he's a regular guy on Speak. He had some interesting comments to make, and it kind of mirrored a lot of my own thoughts. Check this out.
Gave this man $55 million for proving nothing.
Wow.
because we can touch on any quarterback in the National Football League and say he had spurts. And I argue with Shady about a particular quarterback that had some solid spurts. But what he does not do is win or make his team better. He has 2 years left on his deal, and he hasn't shown us, if we really keeping it a buck, he has not shown us that he's a franchise quarterback, and we paid him like a franchise quarterback. They had a similar dude before Trevor Lawrence got there.
Minshew?
And I'm gonna put this up on the screen just to show y'all, because you paid a dude 2 years early that has not proven nothing. 50 games, 49 games started.
Wait.
This can't be right.
58 touchdown passes, 59 touchdown passes. 60 turnovers, 41 turnovers. The man picture that you see is the highest paid quarterback, or you can say tied, with $55 million a year. And the other quarterback is another future Hall of Famer in Gardner.
Minshew. Come on, I told you I said that.
And Gardner Minshew.
Gardner.
Come on, man.
So, only reason why I show that is because I agree with Shady. We cannot reward average play just because you're at the quarterback position and pay you at the highest mark. If you're an average receiver, you don't get Justin Jefferson money. That's just the way it's set up. You got to be a top dog. Will you make solid money? Sure. If Trevor Lawrence was around $40 million, a Kirk Cousins, a Baker Mayfield, because that's the quarterback he is, we're good with that. But you're telling me just because you're next and you're not really a good player yet, you could be. I don't know what he's going to turn in, but what you showed us right now is not $55 million worth. If you're a running back and you do not ball, you do not reset the market because you're up next. If you're a receiver and you do not ball, you do not reset the market because you're up next. So my thing is pay the quarterbacks off of how they play. Do you need quarterbacks to win? Absolutely. But pay them how they play. $40 million is perfectly fine for Trevor Lawrence. That's what Kurt is around. That's what Baker's around. That's what he has shown, the type of quarterback and skill sets and all that winning-wise that he is. Pay him around that. You're not a Joe Burrow winning-wise. You're not a Justin Hurts. You're not a two-time MVP Lamar Jackson. You're not a Patrick Mahomes. You're not a Josh Allen. So you should not be resetting the market, getting that money at 55 a year just because you play quarterback and you're the next man up. Because now it's dudes that's coming up behind him that's going to reset it too that really ain't like that, but they better than him. Because Jordan Love is going to reset the market. He's shown he could be better than Trevor Lawrence. Tua's going to reset the market. People have mixed things on Tua. You know, and then you have Dak that's going to get 60. I know how I feel about Dak. Some people ain't high on Dak, but Dak is not a top guy in our league. And just because you're a quarterback, you're going to reset the market. That has to stop. Pay the quarterbacks by how they play.
James Jones went in right there, huh?
Speaking nothing but the truth. Facts, as they call them.
Definitely.
Crazy work. 55 million for Trevor Lawrence. It's ridiculous, and yeah, that's definitely an issue there. But I mean, like I said, I'm not a Jags fan. 15 mil on a cap. So maybe they wanted to. Maybe the goal was to lock him down so the Cowboys wouldn't get him, right? Cowboys maybe looking to move, and now you'll start to see a lot of teams just start locking down their mediocre quarterback instead of letting him go. It could be one of those things. Maybe he was drawing interest from another team. I don't know.
That's an interesting thought. I don't know. I hadn't heard anything like that reported. Nino Jones is online speaking on a man money. This out of character for. Yes, it generally is out of character for NFL players, but I don't look at it as he was speaking on Trevor Lawrence's money. I look at it as he was speaking on the process that allows for somebody who doesn't deserve it to get paid like they're a top flight guy. That's what I think. And that's what I'm doing here. I don't not want to see guys get compensated. These owners are making a killing left, right. They're making tons and tons of money, bags of money. And the players who are the commodity and are literally putting their bodies on the line should be compensated as well. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm never the guy who thinks that an employee should make the same as the boss. Like I don't understand people who think that way. There's a hierarchy in things, but it is what it is. But the point is, James Jones was speaking more about the process that allows for guys who don't deserve it to get paid like they do, and that's more what I think in terms of him speaking on Trevor Lawrence getting this deal. I don't think he was trying to hate that he got paid. He was saying the same thing I'm saying, like, this guy hasn't shown you that he's deserving of it, but you give him this money. And now what it does, it pushes the cap forward, and you're going to see more guys who don't deserve to get this money get it. Tua and Dak. Now, if you paid what's his name? Guy from Green Bay. Can't remember. Young guy from Green Bay. What's his name? G? Jordan Love. If you pay him, yeah, you pay him. Now, maybe you could say I need to see a little more, but you probably could, because if you're Green Bay, he's been in your system for years now. And then you saw what he became once he got a hold of everything. By the way, is Green Bay's scouting department with quarterbacks outstanding or what? You had Brett Favre, then you had Aaron Rodgers. Now you got Jordan Love looking like he might be the next guy. That's crazy. Whatever they're doing, their scouting department at quarterback is like Pittsburgh scouting department with wide receivers. It's crazy. They keep finding them. Agree with you. He's speaking facts. No, it's not usual for NFL players at all, and I get it. But see, now he's in a tough spot as well, because he's a former player, but he's also a media member with an obligation to be honest. Well, something of an obligation to attempt to be honest. So he's got to straddle that line. I get it though. Yeah, Green Bay has been excellent with QBs, and it looks like they got another one. Crazy. Jacksonville is paying for potential and hope. They absolutely are. And it's funny because if you watch that episode of Speak, immediately after James Jones got finished talking, Acho was up next, and he made an interesting point as well. He said he believes that the Jacksonville is paying for what Trevor Lawrence did at Clemson, not what he's done in the NFL. And I'm like, that's probably a very great point, because he was getting all the hype in college, et cetera, et cetera. Don't get me wrong, he was an outstanding college quarterback, but I think that is probably what they're paying for. So yeah, very interesting, very interesting. So now I was saying earlier, I don't know if I mentioned it, I thought I did, but the point is they're still on Trevor Lawrence's rookie deal for the next 2 years. So they might be able to still stack talent around him, try to load up the team and see what they can do in terms of making a run. So there's that. That deal doesn't start, what is this, 2024 until 2026. So we got to think about that. Yo, what's good, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. How you been, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. But yeah, they have what do you call it? They got 2 years left on the rookie deal. So that's something else that we got to think about. But we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna call it here. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. If y'all want to go ahead and call in with your thoughts on Trevor Lawrence and his new deal, how it affects the Jags, how it affects the rest of the how it affects the rest of the league and the guys coming up after him, if he does deserve it, or how you feel about the NFL pay structure, definitely do that. G's gonna go ahead and skate off on us. He's got some things to take care of. Appreciate you as always, my brother. Thank you for hosting with me.
Absolutely, bro.
No doubt,
Absolutely.
no doubt. So we'll get back next time. But yeah, no, Trevor Lawrence does not deserve the bag. No, he absolutely does not. You're gonna have to go back and watch this one, man, because there's some knowledge on here that definitely shows that he does not deserve the bag. I'm not mad that he got paid, but he should definitely not be at the top of the market. Absolutely not. But yeah, anybody who wants to call in, the number is 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264.
Yeah.
Nino. Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Looks like I missed him. Yeah, I thought I had Nino calling. Looks like I missed him. He hung up. Nino, call me back, man. But yeah. All right, G, man, good to see you. And we'll definitely get back next time, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this out.
All right, out.
All right, Phil. Yeah, Nino, you go ahead and give me a call back. I'd love to hear your comments on this and what you got. Anybody else wants to call in? I'm here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll close out the show. Okay, well, looks like we don't have any more calls, so I'm gonna leave it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and oh, here we go. All right, Nino, what's good, man?
What's up? Y'all still on?
Yeah, I'm still on. I'm still on. G had to take off, but we go ahead and take your call, and that'll be it for the night.
Hey, I love it as a Steelers fan because now he gonna eat up most of the payroll, so he can't pay no more players.
Wait, you said you're a Steelers fan? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm a Steelers fan. We birth Steelers fan.
Nino, man, we were cool until you said that, man. Me and G, we are Ravens all the way, man. Black and purple.
Oh man!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Nino.
Hey,
man.
I ain't gonna lie. Now, don't put this on the internet. But I've been kind of rooting for y'all since we've been out. I ain't rooting for the Cowboys. You know, y'all got Lamar Jackson, but
yeah.
I want to know what you think about. I'm looking at Tom Brady and I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes, the two of the best in the last 20 since I've been watching living. And all of them have been taking pay cuts or player-friendly deals to make the team better. And Big Ben was my quarterback. He was taking up most of the money, and we was lacking a lot of players around him. So I don't understand what the owners or the GM or whoever is looking at by paying the quarterback all the money when he the most important, but he can't block. He can't catch. He can't run. He can't play defense. He just throw. I mean, he do more than throw the ball. He is the most important.
No, I get you.
But he can't take up so much money to where the rest of the team is lacking defense, special teams, and all that. That's what Big Ben does. That's why I feel like Tomlin one of the best coaches because we supposed to been here one of them 3-11 seasons. So I think Trevor Lawrence, like you said, he getting paid off his college deal.
Yep.
He ain't even proven. They need more players around him, but they done gave him all this money. So I don't understand.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. It's not that serious. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you for that. Yeah. So, I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, listen, I understand the premise of supposedly taking less to allow the team to put talent around you. However, some people would argue that's BS, right? Because you got smart teams that know how to manage the cap. It's a matter of what the owners really want to spend, right? Because you can redo deals and put money in bonuses and things like that won't hurt you against the cap, but the owners don't want to do it. They don't want to put that money up front that way, right? So if you have a smart capologist, they can work that for you. And at the end of the day, and I respect this as well, the other side is it's not the player's job to manage the cap. It's the franchise's job to manage the cap, right? So pay me what I've earned. And listen, I'm also saying I'm not mad at the player who says, hey, you know, I got enough money, I'm good, and you can go ahead and take some of this money and, you know, spread it around the team to make the team better. The problem is, more often than not, when we see players doing that, the organization take the money and put it in their pocket. Now, the organization has a certain amount of money that they have to spend every year. I don't know what it is in football. I think it's like 80 or 85% in basketball, but I don't know what that percentage is in football. But at the same time, we've seen time and time again, it's like, okay, where is that money going? Remember, Patrick Mahomes took that team-friendly deal in Kansas City, but they're still cutting guys and not paying guys. It's like Chris, the defensive tackle, Chris Jones. Thank you. Chris Jones, he had to hold out. He had to hold out this past year. So it's like Pat Mahomes took a team-friendly deal. Where was that money that he left on the table to pay other guys? He took a team-friendly deal. Tyreek Hill had to walk and go to Miami to get what he felt that he was due, that he could get.
But see, that's where but I agree with Kansas City because they bet. I believe in spreading it out. Like Tyreek Hill is worth his money, but I feel like it cripples the team. Now I'm not as a player. I'm with you. I'm not giving no money on the table. I'm not giving no money.
Right.
But I feel like Trevor Lawrence. I feel like y'all was saying this money shouldn't even be presented to you.
Facts.
What I'm saying. Now I'm gonna take it, but I feel like you should be. He should be in the 99 million. Like what have, like you said, what have he done to be getting this money?
Exactly. No, I'm with you 1000%, brother. I'm with you. And listen, good for him that he got it, but I think the organization was stupid to give it to him. At the very
Yeah,
least, I would have made him play out this year like a prove it year. And if you do your
yeah,
thing, then I'll go ahead and back up the truck for you. But I need to see more. You know what I'm saying? Sneed, what's good, my
right.
brother? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Yeah, I need to see more. Like that's all there is to it. Like I'm not just gonna hand you this dough based on what I hope you're gonna do when I haven't seen enough. Now that said, I was there at that playoff game 2 years ago against the Chargers. Trevor Lawrence threw I think 4 interceptions in the first half. I think they were down
And
28-3, and he brought them back. And I'll give credit where it's due. That was a great comeback. He brought them back to win that game. Now I think more of that was terrible coaching by Brandon Staley and the Chargers
terrible.
and not being able to get it done. And Justin Herbert, who was another guy I think is super overrated, but that's another topic for another day. But yeah, so he showed something in that game. Did he show enough for him to get a $275 million contract with $200 million guaranteed? Not for me,
No,
but um,
yeah,
it, you know,
I don't understand. I just as football, basketball is you need a team, but you can win with a couple players. You
that's right.
can do that. Football, as great as Mahomes is,
That's
players
right.
got to step up. It's too many. It's too many. It's too much pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah,
So I don't. But yeah, that's all I had, man.
I agree. All right, team. Well, I appreciate you, Nino. Thanks for calling, man. Anybody else? I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes if you want to call in and give your thoughts on this topic. Trevor Lawrence, his deal, the way that football is, and the way that the NFL, I should say, not just football, but the way the NFL does this thing in terms of whoever's up next, especially at the quarterback position, is going to pretty much reset the market. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Tell me, am I wrong? Does Trevor Lawrence deserve this? Do you think it should be this way, that whoever's up next gets paid the most? I mean, I don't know. I disagree with it, but I'm very much somebody who believes that things should be based on merit. Now, unfortunately, very few things in America are truly based on merit, but they always tell you that sports is the ultimate meritocracy. Again, more often than not, it isn't. Maybe at the lower levels, but it isn't when you get to these pro levels. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the Jags end up regretting this, or uh we'll see if Trevor Lawrence makes it worth it. Nino, appreciate the super chat, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, Daryl, Tomlin is a top 10 coach of all time. As a Ravens fan, I hate to say it, but that guy is an absolutely phenomenal coach, man. To go all those years and never have a losing season with the way the NFL is made and just designed for the parity and make it so hard. And it's the league that has the most worst to first and first to worst every year. And he hasn't had elite quarterback play in quite some time. He had to deal with maybe the last 4 years of Big Ben not being nearly as good as he once was. And then he's had the time since Big Ben. They haven't gotten him a quarterback. So he's got two very capable guys in his quarterback room this year. We'll see how that goes. And a very good OC. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, he's also doing this while playing in a nightmare division, arguably the best division in football, the AFC North. Cincinnati, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. That is an incredible. It's incredibly physical, so that boosts the level of injuries and just the play overall. They've got a bunch of good quarterbacks in that division, man. It is tough. So to see what Tomlin has done over the long haul, just phenomenal. There's not enough words to say how good that dude is. All right, team. I'm gonna leave it there. Oh, got another comment. What do we got? Yeah. It is. It is. All right, so I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna end the show tonight. Damn, I love these football topics. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the summer, y'all. Thank goodness for the Olympics. The Olympics are here, so that's gonna help us out. And of course, boxing. Man. And Native Texan, so glad you decided to join the show tonight, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And also, you and I are going to be doing more talking. Really appreciate it. You're an A&M guy, and like I said, Notre Dame opens up at what is that, Cal Stadium, and so we got to deal with the original 12th man. So definitely looking forward to that. So You guys know what time it is. I'm about to get out of here. I'll be back with you next episode. Probably I might do another live Wednesday night. I'll let you know. But yeah, that's it. I'll be back and I'm out. Peace.